Let's dive into toxic trait number 1. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of backstory about myself. My name is Tanika. Right now, I'm 27 years old. I used to be 311 pounds. Walking on the street, you would never even know that. I was also viewed as undesirable. Now, guys, this is me now. Obviously, I'm not fat. Obviously, I'm not ugly. And obviously, I'm desirable. But it wasn't always like that. In order for me to go from this to that, I had to make some changes. Before you make any change or any transformation, there's a 3-step process. So first step is awareness. Raise awareness to the situation. Become mindful of what you're doing right now, because these are the very same things that got you in a position that you don't want to be in. So what you know and what you do know, or what you think you know, is exactly what you don't need to be doing, because that's what got you to this place. So brings me to this awareness. All right. So we're going to be talking about some toxic traits that I was doing when I was 300 pounds, when I was consistently insecure, when I was not confident about myself, about my skin. Right. These are the conscious things that I noticed that I was doing in terms of behavior, in terms of mindset, and in terms of how those two things, behavior and mindsets, contributed to the lack of action, or the action that I needed to take in order to get to the next level. So step 1. So you're already on the right track, raising awareness by listening to this video. And if any of these things resonate with you guys, feel free to mention down in the comment sections any toxic traits that you noticed or that you have gotten rid of in order to elevate your life as well, to help somebody in the comments. So we're going to dive into toxic trait number 1. Comparing yourself to others. Now, I found myself always comparing to myself to others, and this is the quickest way to becoming invincible. Stop comparing yourself to others. There's a billion and trillion gazillion people on this planet. Why do you feel the need to fit in? What if I tell you you weren't born to fit in? You were born to stand out. And what happens is, when you don't know your true power and you're always looking outside of yourself, that's how you get lost. What do I mean by looking outside of yourself? Never being happy with what you have, always feeling like you need more, being in lack, which is another thing that I could get into. But more on the surface level, comparing yourself to others, never being satisfied with what you have, or never showing gratitude to what you have. So what happens? You lose yourself. You lose sight of what's important. You're too busy trying to figure out somebody else's solutions. Your life is your life. Your flaws is your flaws. You have to accept it, and you have to move on. Stop being your own number one enemy by going back and forth, bumping heads with your own self, because you're confused. You're not meant to be like other people. So what I mean by that, you go to the gym and you see a girl who got nice ass physique, right? Legs, glutes popping. Shorty look like she been in the gym her whole life. And you started working out. You just coming in. Obviously, you put yourself on the same platform, the same playing field as the woman who has been consistently in the gym for 5+ years. You're going to do yourself a disservice. You're going to get discouraged, and you're going to talk yourself out of how you're not good enough. So you're just going to go back to that old reality, which is what's comfortable for you. And that's being sorry for yourself. Do you see how the negative pattern goes? Okay. So cut that shit out. Stop comparing yourself to others. Toxic habit number 2 that I had to get rid of in order to level up. Procrastination. Do you like delayed gratitude? Do you like delaying your blessings from God? Are you the type to deny something like a random check, some money? No, right? What is procrastination? Me personally, procrastination is self-sabotage. Now, why are you self-sabotaging? By procrastinating, by not doing the shit that you know you're supposed to be doing, or by doing things, 101 things that is not important, just to make yourself feel like you're doing something when you should have just been doing that 1, 2, 3 thing that is going to get you where you need to go. It's all mental. Okay. Now, if you guys want another video on the energetic, metaphysical explanation or reason behind procrastination, I will definitely be happy and willing to make a separate video about that, guys, because it's much deeper. Now, everything that I'm talking about in this video is the surface level. Now, this is just to raise awareness. Now, like I said, there's 3 steps to transformation. Number 1, and that is awareness. You have to become aware that you want to change something. If you're not, then it's not going to be an issue, and you're just not going to do it. It's not a problem. You don't see nothing wrong with it, or you don't see it at all. Awareness. Step number 2, intentions. Now that you're aware, you put that intention, okay, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to decide. Do something different. To be intentional about my thoughts, actions, and decisions so I could get a different outcome. Third, consistency. Consistency. Make the plan work the plan. Don't stop working the plan until the plan works for you. If the plan don't work for you, create another plan and work that plan. But be consistent in it, because guess what? 0 times 0 is what? 0. Get started on it, right? So with that being said, stop procrastinating. It's self-sabotaging. Do you not feel like you could be successful? Do you not feel like you could get what you need to get done? Do you feel that way? And if that's something that you've been feeling, you got to go in and you got to dig out and deep, find the root cause of why your ass don't like putting yourself in position to be successful. Step number 3, trying to be perfect. This goes in with comparing yourself to others. This goes into procrastination, because sometimes you procrastinate because you have the decision fatigue, because you feel like if it's not perfect and if this can't be done, then you might as well just not do it at all. You're not perfect. You're human, honey. If you look at all the examples of millionaires, billionaires, or people who are the example of success, number one thing that they're going to tell you is that they're going to fail forward. When you're a successful person, you see failures as a tool. It actually makes life a lot easier, because it's like the direct answer to what you know you need to go ahead and double down, 10 toes down in, and go ham in to learn, to grow, to evolve, to solve. Okay, problems lead to solutions, and solutions lead to income. And I don't know about you, in this society, now money isn't everything, but money can make your life real good. And if you are a good person, and if you are divinely led, money is not going to make you an evil person. It's not going to turn you into somebody who you're not. So with that being said, allow yourself to be successful and to become successful and to do the things that you set out, and to break generational curses and to make and create generational wealth. But perfection going to be your biggest hindrance if you're going for perfection. Let's say, for example, right, you give your 100,000% all into this like one YouTube video, you bring perfect, you got the perfect light, you got the perfect crew, got the perfect everybody, and then you only get like one view. Imagine the amount of mental or emotional damage that's going to hold on to you. And if you are somebody that has no tenacity, that has no resilience, that has no grit, that shit is gonna blow you out of the competition like that. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? I just spent all this money on ads. I just spent all this money on this and that and that and this. I'm quitting. I'm not doing this again. This is not for me. Perfection leads to unrealistic expectations. So get that shit out the way. Get that shit out the way. And if you guys are noticing a pattern here, toxic traits, that this is all things that I was doing for me. So this in a way all ties into kind of self-sabotage in a way. But guys, guess what? Guess what? Just how you put the blockages in the pathway for you, you could go ahead and remove the same blockages, same way, same how, just like that. But you know what? It's all about mindset. And that's why I double down on the mindset coaching, the life coaching. It's all about mindset, because once you have the foundation, the principles, you can apply this to any aspect in life, whether that's health, finance, nutrition, fitness, relationships. And they all require something called intention, awareness, and discipline. The discipline to be consistent. The awareness to see the problem or to see yourself in a different light, and the intention to change the actions, thoughts, and decisions to get a different result. Moving forward, thinking small. The number 3 toxic trait that I had to stop doing, or that you need to eliminate, is thinking small. I used to sell insurance, and they did a lot of hoorah, hoo-ha, hoo-ha, okay? And say, you know what, you could be anybody you want to be. Go ahead and quit your job. And now, honestly, in order to have that type of mindset, you have to think big. You have to think beyond your current field. And what happens is, when you work with the divine is able to see 360 degrees. The divine is able to see in the 5th dimension, the 6th dimension. So they are able to see some shit that you're not able to see. So when you are creating goals from your already level of thinking, you are trying to be this big time millionaire and billionaire. You know that the billionaire you and the current you are 2 different people. 2 different energetic fields, 2 different levels of thinking. So guys, guess what? You're going to have to close the gap between who you are now and who you want to be. And if somebody is out here making millions and millions and billions of dollars, do you really think that you won't be able to afford a Starbucks coffee in the morning? Do you think that you're going to have to cut back $5 a day just to save money because this is... No. Think big. So instead of thinking, hey God, where can I cut back to save more money, put more of those pennies into my... Say, God, how can I increase my income in a way, or how can I make the extra income that I need in a way that will financially support my coffee in the morning? Because your girl likes Starbucks and your girl likes them chocolate chip cookies too. Life is about pleasure too, honey. There's a balance. There's work and there's pleasure. How are you being rewarded? And if I'm not going to be rewarded by going out to the club and shake my ass, because we don't do that no more, bitch, I'm getting my coffee. I'm getting my coffee and I'm getting my fucking cookie. What are you talking about? So instead of seeing things from a lack mindset, small thinking mindset, okay, I need to cut and I need to save, and I'm only making a certain amount of money every day, so I'm going to go ahead and budget this check, and I cannot go over how can I make more? How can I make more? Because I want more and I deserve more. And I got a really big brain, I guess. Okay, I got big dreams, big Barbie ting, big dreams, okay? And it requires me to go beyond what I see. Because if I'm going based on what I see, honey, I'm still going to be in fucking Canarsie, Brooklyn. I'm still going to be in Brooklyn, living at home, parents type shit. But no, in order for me to think big, hell no, I see myself in an apartment, maybe even a house. Okay, but for right now, let's do an apartment. Okay, rent paid on time. Already got that. What's next? Okay, we're not talking about what I can afford. We're talking about how I want my apartment to look. Okay, because money is not an option. Money is not an option. So we're not looking for low-level poverty shit like, is it going to be within $2,500 a month type? No. I'm getting exactly what I want, exactly how I want it, exactly how I want it to be done. Because guess what? I'm the creator. I'm the co-creator. Why the fuck not? So you got to think big, guys. You got to think big. Be delusional a little bit. This shit in front of you is an illusion. So be delusional. Go against that shit. Create your own reality and create your own outcome with your intentions. You see how that works? Another trait. Get rid of it right now. And I was trying to be corporate in the beginning, but this is how I get the message across, because guys, I need you to understand that this is what I do. This is what I've been doing. And I need you to understand you don't have to be some cookie cutter motherfucker to be out here creating shit for yourself. You don't need to be perfect Miss Goody Two Shoes over here praying to the saints and community service every motherfucking day to get some money or to be favored by God. You just got to live in your purpose. And you're not going to be living in your purpose by self-sabotaging. You're not going to be living in your purpose by procrastinating. You're not going to be living in your purpose by comparing your life to somebody else. Okay? Moving on. What's next? What's next, spirit? What is next? Toxic trait number 5. Complaining. Stop complaining. Please stop complaining. Unless it's justified. I mean, like you complain to the police or some shit. But when you're just nagging and complaining, oh my gosh, why does this look like this? Oh my gosh, why does my life look like this? Oh my gosh, why? And my life sucks. Why am I so fat? Why? Stop complaining. Pick your ass up. Dust yourself off, because guess what? Look to the left, look to the right. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares because they're too busy trying to get ahead for themselves. And the last thing they want is to hear a negative Nancy mofo in their ear adding to the shitty ass reality. Nobody wants to hear you complain. Yourself doesn't even want to hear you complain, because the more you spend complaining, the less you spent doing. So me, I'm a solutions type of girl. Me, sometimes if I know I'm wrong, okay, I be taking accountability, but I be like, can we not spend this much time on the problem or what had happened? Well, how about we focus on what did not happen? or focus on what we could be grateful for or the solution, because that had already happened. And as an innovative individual, I personally don't have time to be dwelling on the past and what didn't work. How about we focus on what did work? How about we focus on the change that we could do to make it better? How about we focus on the fact that it's been acknowledged, it's been internalized, it's been interpreted, and now what we gonna do about it? What we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about it? Start asking yourself, what are we gonna do about it? Stop complaining and start asking yourself what we're gonna do about it, guys. What are you gonna do about it? Your fat ass arms. What are you gonna do about the fact that you can't even walk up the stairs without huffing and puffing and what are we gonna do about the fact that your feet swells up 3 times the size because you just don't got no fucking self-control, self-discipline on your eating habits, and now you're full of sodium and high blood pressure? What are we gonna do about it? We gonna keep talking about it? When we want to say that's not going to do nothing for you. It's not doing anything for you. Okay? Instead of complaining, start looking for solutions. Instead of seeing your problems as problems, start seeing your problems as a compass and identify what you need to work on, what your soul is desiring to change. Make sense? See, what happens is when you're gossiping, you're complaining, it gives you that false sense of satisfaction and gratitude, like you're actually doing shit, but you know you're literally not doing anything, right? You're in limbo. You're in a limbo of bullshit. You're in a limbo phase of bullshit excuses, okay? And we all know that one person that's just always talking, and they get shit done. You want to tell me about what your brother, sister, cousin doing? You want to tell me about how all these people did this to you and how everything is going wrong in your life? It just shows me that you have no discipline. It shows me that you are the one that's not in control and that you will allow any little minor inconvenience that's outside of you to control you. So I'm sorry, but I got to go. I can't hang around people like that. I don't want that shit rubbing off on me. And I say this because I used to be that person. But guess what, guys? I had the self-awareness to know that I was that person. And I can feel, and I'm pretty sure that everybody else feels this too. I can feel that my energy was draining my friends. I could feel that my energy was counterproductive to me and what I wanted to get done and I wanted to accomplish. So I sat with that. I didn't run away from it. I didn't deny it, that I was being an annoying person. I took it and I said, wow, I'm playing victim. I'm living in a victim mentality. And this is the exact reason why my life is the way it is, because I fail to take any accountability for what's going on in my life. So please stop making excuses and get it done, because guys, there's examples of people who've done it with more inconveniences than you. And right now, you have been blessed and you have been gifted. So go ahead and use it.